Good morning, everyone. It is the new year. It's January. Since it's not Vlogmas or Vita, I guess I don't know how to open my videos anymore. I'm sorry. But anyway, I've seen tons of booktubers, talking about their TBR piles and stuff like that. And technically, I'm not quite a booktuber. I kind of just do Vita and Vlogmas and then kind of whatever else I feel like. And that sometimes includes books. But I decided that I want to talk about books too. So maybe I'm a kind of a part-time booktuber. Isn't that cool? I just want to be part of the group, but I want to do what everyone else is doing. So, this is my TBR pile for January. Yay! So, the first book this is kind of a weird, because I tried to read this book in December, but it kind of passed on into January and all that. But it's Winter Spell by Claire Legrand. This book isn't living up to my expectations. It's a reimagining of The Nutcracker, which I think is really cool, and I wanted to read it at Christmas, because The Nutcracker, Christmas. And, well, basically, I don't know, it's not quite what I expected. It is interesting, but I don't know, something about it isn't grabbing me. And so I'm kind of putting this book down for a little while. Maybe I'll read it later this winter. Or maybe later in January. So this is how far I've gotten. I've gotten pretty far, but I'm not reading it constantly. So it's interesting enough where I want to keep reading it, but not interesting enough where I'm like, oh my god, I have to finish it now. So this is kind of on my TBR pile for January. It's I will finish it if I have a chance book. The book I'm currently reading, I would show it to you, but it's on my iPad, and I'm filming with my iPad. It is Grave Peril. It's the third book in the Dresden Files series by Jim Butcher, I believe. And it's really good so far. I'm really liking it. I should be finishing it in the next couple of days because it's due back to the library. The next book on my to-read pile for January is The Curious Incidents of Dog at Nighttime. I can't remember the author's name, but that's the book we are reading this month for my book club on Facebook. I'll leave the link below, or maybe somewhere on the screen. I'm not sure where, but I'll leave a link below for that, and we're going to have our first discussion about it on January 15th. I don't know the exact halfway point yet because I don't have the book in my hands yet. I'm still waiting for it from the library, but I will hopefully soon be getting my hands on that, or I just cave and download it from the Kindle store. We'll see what happens. But that's on my TBR pile as well. The next one is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. It's the second book in the Throne of Glass series. And I love these covers. They're so badass. It's awesome! I purchased the remaining books in this series, and I pre-ordered the next one that's coming out. And so I'm really excited to get started on this book because it's just awesome. And I just love this cover. But yeah, it's so pretty. It's so cool. I'm so excited to read it. So then the next one is Ferris by Marissa Meyer. It is the prequel spin-off-ish book for the Lunar Chronicles. It hasn't come out yet. It's coming out at the end of January. And you know that the moment it comes out, I'm going to be getting it, and I'm going to read it. So it might go into February, but hopefully, I'll get it right away, and I'll finish it before February starts. So, there's that. The next one is The Year of Living Biblically by A.J. Jacobs. I am borrowing this book from my sister's mother-in-law. She said that she read this book. I'd heard about it, and she said it's really interesting and entertaining and funny. So I'm borrowing this from her. So I want to read it so I can give it back. Although she didn't give me a time frame. But hopefully, if I have time, I will get to this book, The Year of Living Biblically. And then I also am currently listening to Yes Please by Amy Poehler through Audible. I'm listening to it on my way to and from work. I might take a break from it because book club I'm in might be reading it, so I'm going to see if that ends up being on the schedule. But if it's not on the schedule, or if it's on the schedule for this month, I'm going to go ahead and listen to that. And it's been really funny so far. I really like it. So that is my TBR pile for January. I also am doing this book challenge thing I found on Pinterest. I think a lot of other people are doing it. And so it looks like I'll be able to check off a couple of these goals. A book published this year, that will be Ferris. A book with magic, that would be like the Dresden Files, or even the Crown of Midnight book. I think that would work for the magic one, or that would even work for a book with non-human character. A book set during Christmas technically is Winter Spell, because it did take place on Christmas Eve. But we'll see if I actually finish it or not. So, and Love Triangle. Ooh, there's a Love Triangle in Throne of Midnight. Or Crown of Midnight. Sorry, in the Throne of Glass series, it is a Love Triangle. So I can check off a lot of things on this list for January. So I have a pretty good head start on my challenge. And my overall goal for the year is to read 70 books, I think, is what I put on Goodreads. 70 or 72. I read 72 books last year. So I'm keeping my goal around there because I never know what's going to happen to my work schedule, because my job, I'm still job hunting, and I have 2 jobs at the moment, but one of them is like a temp job that could turn into a permanent job. I don't know if it's permanent yet. So my schedule, I don't know what's going to happen this year with my schedule. So I'm going to keep my goal to be around what I read last year, and then hopefully I'll exceed it, but we'll see. So anyway, that's what I'm planning to read this month and what I'm currently reading. Go ahead and tell me in the comments what you're reading and what you plan to read, what your goals for January are, and I will see you later. Goodbye! Yeah, but I just sounded like cat-tastic there, so sorry. I didn't mean to steal from you, Katie. But you're cool, so I'll just finish what you do. Goodbye! Also, I forgot to mention, my friend Laura and we've started our own YouTube channel. It's called From Chicago to Cincy with Love. It's going to be kind of like a knockoff of the Vlogbrothers, but we're obviously not the Vlogbrothers, but kind of the same idea where we send messages to each other via video, and we'll each have a certain date. I don't think we have any videos on the channel yet, but we have a few coming up. I just filmed my first one. I think she said that she filmed her first one, and then we also had one that we did together a few months ago that we're going to post up hopefully soon. So I will leave a link for that down below in the doobly-doo, or maybe somewhere here on the screen. So go check it out. All right, I'm going for real now. Bye.